Hello, everyone.
Emerson.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Now. Oi.
Hello.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hope you're feeling good.
A bit better.
Oh.
A second, okay? I'm just waiting for a couple more people trying to get in. We're going to get started soon. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. This is pretty epic. I didn't think anyone's going to show up again today because tomorrow is the online the 2-day unconditionally free. If you guys have not received your email yet, just let me know. Looking forward to it. This is kind of like going a little bit overkill here because I'm doing 4 sessions each day tomorrow. All right, so what's being suggested here is what is known is unknown, what is seen is unseen, what is understood is a misunderstanding, what is heard is silence, what seems to be hidden appears as everything, what seems to be wanted is unwanted, what seems to be certain is uncertain. What seems to be resonating are not the meaning of these words, but the emptiness of this expression. And what's being expressed here is unknown. It's trying to express something that's quite obvious, but unknowable. It's trying to present something that cannot be presented. It's trying to express something that cannot be fully expressed. So, what's the point of doing this? What's the point of coming here to these meetings? What's the point of um, spending an hour listening to this communication when nothing is being given, when nothing is being offered, when nothing is being expressed, when nothing is really being communicated? When it's not really communicating to anyone. When there's no truth to be given. When there are no answers that are definite. When what's being expressed is the absence of everything. What's being pointed out that there's nothing to be pointed at. And what's being presented is that this is the end of the story, the end of meaning, the end of purpose. But none of this actually had any beginning as well. So there was no beginning to purpose, there was no beginning to meaning, no beginning to no beginning at all. And there's no ending to this at all. So no beginning, no ending. So everything that's happening is just this happening, and there's nothing outside of this happening. And this happening is actually unhappening at the same time. Seemingly, there seems to be a resonance that nothing is happening, that nothing will happen, and nothing has ever happened. There's also a resonance that there's never been anyone here. And I'm not really talking in riddles. What's being expressed here is trying to be expressed really plainly, that there's never been anyone here, that there's really no one listening, that there's really no one talking, no one is looking, no one's being looked at. Before you say what the fuck, I'll say it. What the fuck? It's the what the fucked upness. What is going on? What is happening? Why is this happening? Who is this happening to? What's going on? The stunning obviousness that there is nothing happening is what's being exposed here. It's unbelievable. It's impossible. It's not, it defies any logic, because seemingly what is happening is a felt sense of realness. That I am here listening, that there's someone talking there, that everything seems to be, feels completely real. But what's being exposed here, what's being expressed here, that nothing is real. But it feels real. Nothing is known, but it feels known. So all of this belief system, all of these ideas of what is being expressed here, there's even some greatest hits, playing in the narrative of people that's listening to this one. One of the greatest hits is empty is fullness. Nothing is happening. Um, there is no time. There's no me. When is the me going to drop away? So since nothing is certain here, nothing is known, all of that statement is just a statement and trying to understand or know what is the unknowable. So since this is the unknowable, I don't know anything. No one knows anything. No one knows what we're doing here. So what's being suggested is everything is just happening all at once. No one chose to be here. No one's doing anything. Nothing is happening. Just ridiculousness that something is happening. And just this boundless energy that cannot be contained. Since nothing is happening, I am waiting for some questions about nothing happening or whatever questions may arise. Please go ahead. Oh, no questions yet. If you want to ask a question, you can raise your hand. Sheer. Hi, Sheer.
Emerson, nice to see nothing there.
Hey, how's it going, Sheer? Hi. I can't see you.
Yes, okay. I am the same Gamal old man, that always there. No?
There's Sheer.
Yeah. Hi, nice to see you, nothing.
Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you.
It's nice that you share the same message as Tony Person.
Oh, thank you.
Nice to hear. I would like to ask you one thing, which I really is not question, but I would like to ask. Sometimes it feels when I see behind the thought, there is just a space or something like there is nothing. It's just black.
Yeah.
And that I was thinking to just say to you.
Yeah. 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 There's
And
nothing actually
then
happening, so the seeing that is just blankness is just a seeing as well. That
yes,
nothing is
and then
happening.
I would like to ask you,
Sure.
not my eyes, but the eyes, when you see the thing, is that illusion?
There's no eyes.
There's no eyes.
Yeah, that's just another word for something of separateness, right? So what's appearing here is just this wholeness, and there seems to be a separation in eyes, you, eyes, just words. Words
Yeah,
describing something that is real and also unreal.
unreal.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So let's just be direct and say that there's nothing,
And
including
then I
eyes.
would
Yeah.
like to ask you, this, is intuition, is that a thought?
Um, Not really, not really. Intuition is more like a resonance of something. We don't
Mm.
really know what it is. So there seems to be a resonance or um, intuitiveness in something. It's
Yeah,
unexplainable as well. Yeah.
yeah.
When I first
But
started listening to this communication with hearing Tony, there was a resonance and a resistance at the same time. The
you
resonance,
know, it's always with Tony, and now it's you, or maybe one time I did participate with Jim Newman also. I asked him about intuition, if it's a refined thought. He said no. I
yeah,
would
it's
like,
again, these are just words in trying to describe something that is really wholeness, completeness, appearing as separateness. So any words are just separateness and trying to express something that cannot be separated. So we can say that intuition is just an intuitive or a resonance to wholeness.
yeah,
Yeah. It's not a thought.
because it's uh,
Yeah.
it's just energy in that form.
Yeah, that's just a bit too much to you can just say that um all I can really say is I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
thank you.
right.
That's
Thank you,
nice.
Shir.
Thank you.
Come back again if you like. Marquetta,
Yeah, thank you.
hi.
Hello, hello, Emerson.
How are
Hello,
you
nice to
doing?
see you again.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine, thank you. Um, I have this weird question,
Oh, sure. I like
which
weird questions.
which I'm which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to express. It seems to me, the very strong sense of me is here, that I think that certain things wouldn't probably apparently happen without this illusion of a sense of me being there. For example, I know it's being suggested and said all the time over and over that there are no people and never
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been. But for example, I'm going to give a simple example, like committing a suicide. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens without, it happens just by itself. But if there wasn't that illusion going on of would that still apparently happen? It could not. Could it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll do a
that's my
disclaimer
question.
first. You know what I'm saying for people that's listening to this one. This is not about mental health kind of like care. If there's someone that is suicidal,
Shh.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Seek something. This is
Yeah.
not therapy.
Maybe
I just wanted to say that
sorry, I
first.
could have used a different,
No,
yeah,
no,
maybe
no.
I should have used
But
a
let me go
different
with the
example, yeah, like a,
with the answer to that one. So suicide
or
happens.
maybe a killer,
Yeah, yeah. Serial killer. So serial killer happens. Killing happens, but there's no one doing the killing. There's no one there. So killing happens all by itself.
yes, but
Yeah.
who is killing somebody,
So
for
it's like
example?
it's like
Let's talk about
sure.
the matter, yeah, not the
Okay, okay.
person who is trying to commit a suicide. That's probably better. That there is this illusion going on. Maybe if I give a more direct example, like
Sure.
we are listening to you,
Yeah.
and could it happen that like killing? I feel stupid like asking these kind
Okay,
of
I think I
things
know what you're
when there
getting
are
at. So
many other people, but yeah.
I think I know what you're getting at. This
Hmm.
question comes a lot. So when the usual question usually goes this way. So if there's no one there, so there's no free will, or there's no morality, there's no good or bad. Would a person go killing because there's no one there, since it doesn't matter anyway? Is that closer to what you were going to ask?
Mm, it seems to me that it is necessary for this illusion because there is an illusion going on in many of us that we are separate
There's no many
people.
of us though,
And
right? There's no many of us. So that's the illusion that there's you and others. There's never been a you.
it's an illusion which is going on. It is going.
It's not
I
really
don't
going
think it
on.
can apparently. I don't know. This is it's difficult probably to talk about this, because you're always going to tell me, oh, there is nobody, but you are not separate. But if there is a feeling of being separate, or then it is
The
just
feeling of
there apparently.
yeah.
It's happening, and I think that without this feeling of being separate, like bad things could not happen, like really bad things. Probably. If you know what I mean.
I don't know really, but
No, you don't. Okay, no, I'm not going to bother you with that then. No problem. I feel weird asking
no
this
worries.
when there are,
But let me say
I don't
something
know.
about with the apparent. When it's seen that there's never been anyone here, the apparent character is not going to go on a rampage of killing people, because the character will still be a character. The character actually is going to be more of a character, not really more of a character, but it sees itself as a character. So if the character is a kind person, it will continue being a kind person, maybe more kinder, or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? No one knows, because we're talking about illusions right now, right? So we're talking about hypothetical, kind of like, if there's no one there, but there's never been anyone here, and there's no one there as well.
No, I'm really shy to no, I don't feel good to ask really
No worries, no
directly
worries.
what I would like to when there are other
No worries.
participants. So thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. If
Thanks a lot.
please come back, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm at work, so no.
Oh, you
I have
can't.
to
Okay,
go to
okay.
work tomorrow.
All right. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Emerson. Okay.
Do you have another question, Cher? Yeah, that was still the same. Hi,
Yes,
Cher. Hi.
yes. I,
Hi.
the, I would like to ask you something. I don't know what thing. Yes, you did drop out.
No one did. No one did. No one ever drops out, because there's
Yes,
never anyone in the first
yes.
place, right?
But anyway, I mean, in this apparent time.
In the story, if you want to go with the story, right? That we can go in a story mode here. In the
Yeah,
apparent story, there was a character. It's kind of like this, okay? There was an apparent seeing that everything that was seen was unreal and real, including the character. So no one dropped out. So it's kind of like waking up in a dream. This is just an analogy. No one wakes up in a dream and seeing that everything that you've dreamt about was not real. So I can't say that someone dropped, because that character is not real. It's seen as an illusion. It's seen as a dream. So no one really dropped away. There was a seeing that everything that was seen or that everything that was experienced, that the experiencer and the seer are all illusory. So there's this obviousness, I can say obviousness, that there's never been anyone. So to share a story that something happened is just a story as well. I can share it, but it's a story.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, for now is and that side is like that.
There's no
What you
side here.
said.
There's no one here.
No,
I know what you're saying.
I do understand, but I cannot. I'm not. I'm here. You're not. So that's I
I don't
feel
see
that.
anyone there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand. I just can understand nothing else.
Yeah.
But the thing which I did ask you before about that, I don't know if it's attention. I don't know really when I said that there is a thought, but behind the thought there is nothing. It's just thought, you know.
There's nothing really behind the thoughts. So everything that appears, everything that seems to appear is actually empty. So it's all emptiness.
Yes,
Yeah. It's all
it's
blank.
as you said that it's empty, but yet it's a physic, you know, it's a physical. It's a
Yeah, there's
physicality.
yeah, there's this illusion that it feels completely real. It touches, you can touch your phone and everything. There's this felt sense of reality that this is really happening because there's separation, there's subject and object, there's you and me. But what's being seen, that even though that feels completely real, it's also seen by no one, of course, as a complete illusion. Kind of like when you're dreaming at night, everything feels completely real. Everything feels like it's really happening.
Yeah.
There's a awareness or whatever words that you might want to use, but everything, the moment that it's seen that it was just a dream, everything that was thought was real is exposed as not really real. It's just a happening. So since there's no time, there's no nighttime, and there's no daytime, this is just dreaming continuously without a you, without a me.
Can this brain or this body, I can say, can this brain be in love with nothing?
There's no brain.
Yes, but
Yeah.
this body,
There's no body as well.
But can this be in love anyway?
There's always unconditional love. Anything can happen. Yeah, there can be an in loveness. There can be in loveness in a story.
In
Anything can
loveness,
happen.
when I mean in loveness, not I love you, you love me, not like that.
Yeah, love is always empty.
Yes, it's because
Yeah.
it's from the time when I become in touch with Tony, it was a resonance,
Yeah, yeah.
After that, I can say that I just sing, but I just sing, but with no one, but
Yeah.
mostly very sad, But in the same time, when it's sad, but it's very beautiful, I cannot explain.
Yeah, there's really no stories to what's being said here, right? So what happens, happens, right? It could be
Yes,
sadness just happening. It could be in loveness just happening. Everything
yes.
is just happening for no
I
one,
mean,
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just in limbo. I cannot. I, you know, I can't speak with someone logically.
Yeah, yeah.
My English is very bad. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Well, message me sometime. Maybe we can do a Zoom. You know what I'm saying? If you want to really kind of like expose that there's nothing happening.
Because I become very much in these 2 years very isolated. I cannot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it
No one's
is.
really isolated, but I know what
But
you
it
mean.
is.
But
But it is like it is. This the same time I say this is all what it is. I cannot do something about it.
Okay, no worries. Just message me. We'll talk.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Greg, please go ahead. Hey, Greg. Hi. Greg? Oh, I can't hear you, Greg. You have to unmute yourself. And you have to if I can't hear you still, Greg. I'll come back to you, Greg. Figure out your thing, and I have Pramali. Pramali, please go ahead. Hi, Pramali.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi, how are
So,
you
what?
doing?
Hi, good, thanks. So, what is gratitude?
I'm sorry.
Gratitude, you know, gratitude?
Gratitude is just it's just another word for separation for something that is really we can't know, right? So there's a rising of feeling, gratitude, whatever that arises is just it's an appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, everything that is being is spoken about here, everything that's being expressed doesn't really have any separation. It's wordless, right? Gratitude can appear, fear can appear. Whatever appears is just what's an appearance, right? But it's not happening for anyone.
Yes.
So this
So, if,
gratitude apparent can come, but it's not really separate.
yes, so if gratitude happens for somebody.
Not for
So,
someone. Gratitude just happens.
Hello.
yeah, yeah, gratitude just happens, but
Yes.
like, but I know what you're saying. So, there is no separateness, nobody really,
Test.
but
Okay.
that when gratitude comes, it happens like sometimes it happens for everything, but sometimes it happens for someone. So when the gratitude happens,
Mm.
there
There's an
is two people
illusion that
there.
there's an
Yeah,
illusion that there's someone else.
yeah,
There is this idea that there is a me. So when there's this belief in a story that I am here, then it also thinks that there's someone else there. So when
yes,
gratitude happens, it's just a happening. In the story, it's gratitude for someone. Since there's never been anyone here, it's just gratitude happening.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. So there you go.
Thanks.
Greg, please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah. Hi, Greg.
Oh, hello. Well, I'm quite new. I didn't know there's so much interest in this
Apparently.
non-duality. Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of collapsing my whole world. I'm in the process of seemingly collapsing everything. And it's kind of strange. So I'm a little bit interested in your story. How was it for you? If
Oh, it doesn't really matter because story seems to have it doesn't have any
I know
significance.
it doesn't matter, but for
I can share. So there
just
was
a quick
yeah, yeah.
in a
Sure.
relationship kind of.
Sure,
How
sure.
was it?
So there was this I'll just make it kind of like really short. There was an
Yeah,
apparent
sure.
spiritual teacher that believed in enlightenment that thought that it had a whole bunch of shifts, awakening, all that kind of stuff like that. Upon seeing that all of that was really temporal, it panicked and wanted to understand or try to attain it again. So
Mhm.
it was seeking nonstop, and it stumbled upon this communication that was really radical. Hearing this, the first thing that apparently happened was there was this resonance, kind of like, oh, wow. And there's also resistance. There was a love and hate with this communication because it was resonating really, really well, but also it also meant the end of the character, the end of the character that are really held on to. So it looks like that everything that this character worked on to really meant nothing. got frustrated, did the seeking, sometimes listened to this communication for 8 hours and then just really DJ'd. So one
What
time,
about did you had the collapsing period?
oh, let me
Silly
get there.
period?
Let me get there. Yeah,
Aha,
let me
okay.
get there. Yeah, so
Sorry.
there was this in the story. There was this DJing that was happening for
Mm-hmm.
4 hours. There's always a seeming kind of like intuitiveness that when every time that I DJ, there's no one playing the music.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
DJing for 4 hours was happening, and then it was seen that no one was selecting the music, no one was, and then sat down in a chair and basically said, "What the fuck? Wow, it's always been this way. There's
Yeah.
nothing that has ever, nothing has ever, no one has ever been here." So there was this like coming home, but for no one that's always been home, that everything has always been this way. So there was almost like an anticlimactic to it too. There's this initial kind of like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
is this what I've been looking for the entire time? It's always been here. And there was also this kind of like, oh, is this it? No kind of like ascension or no no fireworks, but everything was
Mm-hmm.
stunningly obviously clear that there's never been anyone here. So it's seemingly it's kind of like a seeing that everything is just naturally appearing this way. Nothing has ever changed, but everything is changed at the same time. Everything is real or unreal. Everything is appearing and not appearing at the same time. Hard to explain because
No,
I just made it
I
to a
know
story.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
All right.
But for me, for apparent me, for the story that about me, that the collapsing part is like I don't have anyone with whom to share.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a collapsing going on, but nobody is there to understand what I'm going through, which I don't go through.
Yeah, this apparent thing can appear as anything, right? So it could be a collapsing of belief, collapsing of ideas,
Of
collapsing of
everything.
everything.
Of
Yeah, yeah,
everything, yeah.
everything.
Of
Epic.
the pretense that is there
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. I
Because
call it
people are still, from this point of view, it's like people are pretending and faking there's something going on. And that's
yeah,
the collapsing part and hard to
yeah,
deal with, apparently, for now.
yeah. Totally, totally. I always say this that when I was a spiritual teacher, I felt like I was lying all the time, even though trying to believe in what I said and trying to, teach practices, all that kind of stuff. I felt like there was something off. When this communicating this, it feels like it's just a fresh thing because it's just, how do you express it? It's I'm expressing it as honestly as I can, that there's nothing to do, there's nothing to figure out, there's nothing happening, and that's all
Yeah.
the best that I can do.
Actually,
And there's
I
nothing special
just
here, and no
I
one's
just
special
needed to
whatsoever.
share that
Oh,
to
good, good.
to appear in someone that apparently understand me.
No one
So
understands you,
that
but
I know I don't understand me either. So, but it was
yeah.
a nice exchange of energy. It was
Perfect.
perfect.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you.
Zoe. Hey, Zoe.
Hi, Emerson. This
Hi.
is such a delight. Yes, and
Ah,
I relate to whoever just spoke. Just
that
to
was
be able
Greg.
to apparently share.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, okay, I heard Tony. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
No?
Hmm.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so I was listening to Tony Parsons, and I just, I guess, would like to more clarity for this, because it just really was like boom when he said it. Awareness is a form of knowing that only arises in duality. It keeps the sense of the individual alive. So can you share
Yeah, for
whatever you
sure. For sure,
can
yeah.
share?
For sure.
Thanks.
Tony the Destroyer, right? So the idea that
Yes.
yeah. um so awareness is just another idea. It's just another concept. It's actually very dualistic. There seems to be I used to teach awareness when I was a spiritual teacher. It's very dualistic. How do I say it plainly? What is aware is dualistic because there's seeming to be a separate, or even if you say primordial awareness or prior to awareness or abiding in awareness, it's a knowing. It's dualistic. It doesn't really make sense. That's basically it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
you.
when we were talking to Primali, it was like, oh, okay, that's just arising as well, gratitude, awareness, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So the awareness, yeah, we can talk more about it later, but I have a question here. But go ahead. Do you have another question, Zoe?
No, that's it. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you
Emerson.
so much. Thank you so much. I have a whole bunch of questions here from YouTube. Sorry, YouTube, I have not forgotten about you, but there's just wow, there's like 80 plus people here. Um, there's a question here. There's a lot of questions, but more like comments. YouTube is busy. Okay, I can't find a question. What's your thoughts on the mantra I am to get one's natural state? Um, that's nice, you know what I'm saying, but there's no I. Everything after an I is an illusion. It's like the I am basically is almost kind of like a how do I say it? It's like the me or the character is underground to become a higher I, a higher me. It becomes kind of like I am everything. It's almost kind of like saying that I don't know this yet, but I am actually God. That I am pure awareness or I'm pure consciousness. It's like you know I will get there. So it's dualistic. It's a process. It's something that what's being expressed here is that there is no I, there's no am, there's no process of getting from here to there. There's no here and there. There is no higher, there's no lower. There is no practices. There is no such thing. There's no time. So I am is a realization in the dream. William, people were asking about you, William.
Were they?
Yeah, they're like, "Where's
Don't
William?"
want to. I don't
On
want to know
YouTube.
what they were asking.
Go ahead, William.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to talk to you. I'm obsessed with this message, and I'm fed up of waiting for something that's not going to happen. Any advice?
No. It's kind of funny because you are obsessed with this message, but it's almost like you're obsessed with the story. The obsession with there's no one choosing or choosing a story or not. It's almost like an obsession with seeking in itself is what fuels the seeking. So it doesn't want it to end because what's being expressed here is the end of that seeker and the seeking. So what's being expressed here, there's no one there, but seemingly there's the seeker that goes, but I'm here, but I'm here. So that seems to be what's happening is the story that I am here. I will get this. I will fall away. But it's fueled by that, and I don't think it wants to get out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the seeker doesn't want to get out of it, but there's defo resonance that's kind of beyond the seeker.
I love calling you out.
You're good at it as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, William. Question here. Hey, Emerson, this is from Angel. Oh, you made it, Angel. Angel knows how to Zoom now. I made it for a few. Can you touch on a relationship? Like, how was there none? What is my boyfriend then? Okay. In the dream, there's separateness, right? This is the dream of separateness. This is the illusion that everything is real. So everyone feels real. There's a separateness. There's this illusion of you and I. You and I are in love. You and I, or whatever, a relationship. But what's being expressed here is that there is no relationship. So what's happening is just this apparent happening, but there's no one in it. There could be in the story, there could be in loveness and whatever, but from a lens of separation, there's a you and I. There is either a happy relationship or a horrible relationship. So there's always a dualistic thing with the relationship. Sometimes it goes through phases, sometimes it's really kind of like a honeymoon period, and sometimes everything is a story basically, including relationships. And what seems to be happening is just this in loveness, unconditional love. So whatever happens, happens, but there's no one in it. Saeed, you want to ask that question live? I don't understand the question, that's why. Hi, Saeed.
Hi, yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Good. Yeah. Yeah, just I was thinking about the movement of the person. So it's always thinking or not thinking. Or the movement is most often to do with the thought of not thinking or of to be silent so that seems to me the worst thing that an individual has, that it makes a right or wrong decision depending on what's its own thought is. And that seems to me like the thinking seems to be like the worst things to kind of possess or have.
There's no one choosing to do anything, right? So everything is just happening. There's no thinking happening as well. You think that there's a thinking, that's also an illusion that's happening. Since there's no time, there is no thinker and there's no thinking. So what seems to be appearing is just a happening. Some people call it thinking, some people call it whatever, but there's no separation in what's happening because it's not happening to anyone. Did I answer that right? I can't answer anything right, but
Yeah, no, yeah.
yeah.
So you're in a social gathering or whatever, and sometimes you want to say something, and then you're not sure if that will be they will receive as good or bad, or you shouldn't say this, and there's a distance before you say something, and sometimes it's received as not how good, or sometimes it's received as, oh, how can that person say that? And then is there like a good and bad in that how it was received?
Well, there's really no good and bad. Those are just words. Those are just
So
ideas, right?
yeah.
I'm not understanding your question. Sorry. If you can
So
expand.
for example, if you have made a statement that wasn't probably in a gathering or a social gathering, that probably wasn't received as a pleasant thing, just something like that might. So how would your reaction be? What would be the reaction of someone like yourself?
There's no one here, so I don't know what I
So
don't
what will
even get the
happen?
question. You're thinking about a hypothetical thing of something kind of like happening. Since there's no
Yeah.
one here, there's no knowing of what's happening next, right? So anything can arise. There's no specialness here, there's no one here, right? So by thinking that there is someone there that is going to react differently, it's just creating another story while being exposed to you that everything is a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But embarrassment can happen like that. They can't.
For no one, well, not really. Embarrassment is just a happening. It's just another word. What I'm trying to express here that everything is just whole. Everything is emptiness. So coming up with these situations, I'm just going to say it's a story.
Oh,
Embarrassment
okay.
is just another story. It's just an illusion. It's just what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's another question here from Angel. Thank you for touching on that. So, okay, when the falling away apparently happens, how does the relationship continue on as an apparent couple? You and I can zoom soon. Okay, yeah. So when there's an apparent when there's an apparent falling away, since no one falls away, the apparent illusion that there's a couple of people will go on. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're going to say that. Well, there's no one. Uh, it's just again trying to make a story of something that is already a story. So what seems to happen in what's being expressed here is that nothing happens. Nothing's happening, and there's a story that's happening. That there's a relationship, but nothing is really happening. If you can, basically, you're asking if does it change? I don't really know. I don't really know. There seems to be um I'll tell you this. It's kind of like the filters are off with the character, so the character is going to continue being a character, but there's no filters. So if there's in loveness, there's in loveness. If the character is kind, it's going to be kind or not. If the character is romantic, it's going to be romantic or not. It's just what's happening. I have a few questions here from YouTube. Um, okay, Emerson, what do you think of people who simply say that non-duality is just an excuse to have, not to have to take responsibility for anything? Um, there's actually a misconception about what is being expressed here, that this is some kind of a denial, some kind of an excuse, I guess, to not be responsible for anything. Um, but what's being expressed here is actually the opposite of that. What's being expressed here is that when there's the seeing that there's no one here, the character is full on, full on. It's not denying, it's not bypassing, it's not doing anything, but there's a full onness with this character. For example, if there is a comedy show, it laughs out loud. If there is a someone died, there could be grieving happening. Or in a relationship, there could be more in loveness. There could be more romanticness of the character. There could be more sweetness. There could be more bitterness. So it's not a denial. It's not an avoidance of anything. It's actually the full expression of the character without any filters whatsoever. Since there's no more neurosis, no more kind of like stickiness. So there's just this aliveness in a character. But everything is seen as real, as unreal by no one. After this shift, this is from Life is Joy. After this shift, as it becomes clear that nothing really matters, what drives a person to go on with life? Or how much willingness there typically is to live a long life? When there is seen that there's no one here, there's also a seeing that there's no one that chooses. So there's no free will or choice. Life is just happening by itself. So there is a full-on appearance of what's happening. It's not avoided. So seemingly, this is just another story. Life is seen as full, as whole. So there's a lot of, in this character, I know I'm just speaking for this, there seems to be a lot of aliveness. There seems to be a lot of laughter. It's like a child. It's like, this is just a story, but it's kind of like a child that's just full of bewilderment. So it cries easier, it laughs faster. And that's just another story again, because there's no one here. Question here. From Perry. It is a blessing to dance with the flow of energies and stay grounded in the present moment of being alive with acceptance and the wonderment of life unfolding. Emotions are not you. Love is always a blessing for life as a vibrational frequency that is healing and transformational in jubilation and all. Beautiful words, but I can just say that this is just what's happening. And it's wordless. And I always say this, what's happening is just this, and there's nothing outside of this. Adding a lot of words sometimes just really muddies the water that's really clear, crystal clear already. Why does a feeling of frustration arises when unnecessary desires are blocked? Sawdust for dinner. Seemingly, okay, this is a funny story. So there's this story about desire, right? So the desire to get rid of the desire is also a desire. So it's a circle of desire happening over and over again, and no one's choosing it. So sometimes you desire more, and then when you have more, you desire less, and then you desire not to have any desire. So it's just it's a circular motion of desire. The desire to be free, the desire to whatever it is. It's just a story in circles. William.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi.
I'm desperately trying to come up with something to ask you, and it's frustrating me that I can't think of anything. Because I feel like
it's the wall. But go ahead. You can just tell a story. It's okay.
Well, I just feel like if I don't keep going on and on and on and going at it, I won't get anywhere. And I'm desperately trying to get somewhere.
See, that feeling of desperation is the story of trying to get somewhere that doesn't have a location, that doesn't have a purpose, that doesn't have any meaning, that doesn't have any significance. So you're trying to put meaning and significance into a story that doesn't really have any purpose. And the liberationers, or the unconditional freedom, is that when there is no purpose, there's no hope, there's no meaning, there's no location. Isn't that like paradise?
Sounds awful.
Wow.
No hope, no meaning, and no purpose is the fuel that me lives on.
That's why you keep on avoiding there's no one avoiding it, but it's seemingly in the story there's an avoidance of what's completely obvious already, of what's already available, of what's unconditionally free already, by trying to put conditions in what free means to you. Free means to me by, fill in the blanks. But the what's being expressed here is that the unconditional freedom is the blank. That whatever appears in that blank is freedom. Whatever appears in that blank is free.
Can I just say, what I love about the way that you share this message is that the amount of passion is so obvious, but it's not like a forceful kind of a passion. It's just a very gentle passion. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like trying to convince, or it's just such a gentle passion, but it's very alive. Who am I going to convince?
There's no one here.
Well, thank you.
All right. What about this location and no actual movement, but there are appearances of others and movement? Okay, so let me talk about location and apparent movement. I use the dream analogy again, right? I do that a lot. So in a dream, everything seems to be happening, feels completely real. There seems to be a location, there seems to be time, there seems to be character, there seems to be movement. But the moment that you wake up, although there's no one, there's a seeing that none of that happened. So it's like stillness appearing as movement. It's like nothing appearing as whatever, everything. So what's being described here, what's being expressed here, is that there's no difference between a nighttime dreaming and this dreaming, meaning that no one went to sleep and no one ever woke up. So this is just a happening that's also an unhappening. This is also a dream, wholeness, dreaming of separation, meaning that it's real. Because it's a dream of separation, or the illusion that this is real. So it feels completely real, that there's movement, that there's others, that there's time, that there's space, that there is someone trying to understand this. But like in a dream of separation, once it's seen that it's just a separation, it's a wholeness, dreaming of separateness, then everything collapses. All the belief, all the ideas, everything that's held on to collapses. It's just seen as something that never really happened. And it goes back into nothing is happening. Mala, please go ahead. Oh, I can't hear you, Mala. Oh, I can't hear you still. I'm not sure. Maybe it's your mic. You sound like you sound like auto-tuned. You sound like Kanye West when he was cool. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Mala. Like that song. I can't remember the song, but it was auto-tuned and it was pretty cool. Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hi, man.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Shit.
Shit.
You?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, not really. No, it's shy.
Oh.
I think someone else is trying to talk. You might want to mute
Yeah.
them. Mother Papa-chan.
Mala, please go ahead.
I can talk.
Okay,
I
go
don't
ahead,
mind.
go ahead,
She can
Rob.
go first if she wants.
No, she just muted herself. So go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. I don't know. I listen to this message quite a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know the emptiness and all that jazz and whatever, but I just find just,
Yeah.
you know, just being exhausted quite a lot anyway. Just being exhausted. I know it's for no one.
Yeah. Well, what seems to be appearing is I'll just do this quickly because I think we're almost out of time.
All right.
Is that everything that's appearing, including frustration, what else did you say? Sadness or whatever? Anger,
sadness,
exhaustion, they're all emptiness. But you're trying to define them into something that's not preferred. So everything that's appearing is empty. It feels
but it's
completely
not preferred,
real.
is it?
What's that?
It's not preferred. I don't know whether
No, you
that's
can't
true or not.
prefer it. So trying to put a definition in emptiness or wholeness or whatever word that comes up, right? Is putting a condition to it. So what's appearing is unconditional emptiness, unconditional wholeness, or unconditional freedom. The moment that you kind of like there's no one choosing it,
Right.
but the moment that you prefer this and this is what my preference is and this is what my preference is, there seems to be a contractedness about that. There seems to be a I don't really like this heavy feeling, because it's identified as I am having this feeling. But what's being expressed here is that what seems to be appearing, it could be frustration. Frustration happens, but for no one. It seems completely real, but it's also empty. So when it's seen as just an appearance and not really happening at the same time, although it feels completely real, the charge or the neurosis or the stickiness of it seems to be lighter. Does that make any sense? For example, if I stepped on dog poop, I'll say shit, but it's not going to carry that story and make it into 10 chapters. Does that make any sense?
It does. There's less of that happening
Yeah.
than before, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. So everything is seen as a temporal happening. It's not held on to. Although there's no one. So the one that's holding on to and the one that is frustrated, the one that thinks it can change the frustration is all empty. So it's emptiness, doing emptiness, 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 emptiness. It's all empty. It feels completely real because it's the illusion of separation that I am moving through time and space and I'm getting frustrated and all that kind of stuff. But what's being expressed here, all of that is completely empty, appearing as completely real at the same time.
This is going on YouTube, is it? I'll have to probably listen back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Well, thank you so
Cool, man.
much, everyone.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Rob. Again, if you guys want to join tomorrow, I have an unconditionally free. I have 4 sessions each day, tomorrow and Sunday. It's gonna be fun. I think there's like 100 people that have signed up for it or more. If you want to join it, just email me at emerson@nonduality.live. Thank you so much, everyone. You can unmute yourself and say bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Emerson.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, everyone.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you, Emerson.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Bye,
So much,
Emerson.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. It's gonna be
Emerson, how many hours from now?
Tomorrow.
I don't
How
know.
many hours?
I don't know.
That's the
I don't know.
easiest way for me to get it right.
Yeah. But the email, just there's a time converter
Okay.
on the email. So if you guys want
Okay.
to do the email, just convert it. I'm horrible with time
Thank
because
you.
I don't have a
Thank
concept
you.
of time at all.
Yeah.
So I always screw it up. So I think I tried to correct it, and both times I made a mistake. So I'm like, let me just put the converter there so you guys can convert the time on your own because I'll just keep
Thank
on
you.
screwing it up. But just know that on Sunday there is a time change.